overthinking. I think we need more thinking.
The Nuggets off their best win of the season. Can they catch lightning in a bottle twice? Let's find out. You're listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about the Nuggets with good vibes. Let's get it.
Let's try to get healthy. Let's stay together. And if we can do that, we put ourselves in a good situation.
And over the shoulder, no-looker.
How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler here for another take of Nuggets basketball. So the Nuggets, off of their best win of the season in Philadelphia, down 8 players, 7 of their best players. 8th was Tamar Bates, who is a developing player, but still a player nonetheless. Down 8 players, managed to get that win in OT against a very good Sixers team. Now they're in Boston looking to extend that lead to 2 and finish up this hellacious road trip of 7 road games, 20 days, like finally trying to get something or a little reward at the end of this thing in Boston. The hill is still pretty steep, and so against also a red hot Celtics fans as well. I'll include that because they have won. I think it was 4 wins. They were looking for their 5th win tonight in a row, and the injury list still had Jokic, Big Val, Cam Johnson on it. There's some updates with Jokic looking much better. They're projecting at the end of the month. Latest is the All-Star weekend, which is kind of what we already knew. I'm kind of hopeful that maybe he'll make it before then, but I'm also going to hold my breath. I'm not going to do that. So hopefully he just gets healed, and when he does come back, nothing is bothering him. And he can just power horse his way through the end of the season and into the playoffs and all the way to the finals without getting injured again. And we just continue to win, just simple as that. But on the questionable list was Jamal Murray, AG, CB, and then also Pickett, who has a shin contusion. They all would still play. So Jamal got minutes, AG got minutes, CB got minutes, Pickett got minutes. And the starting lineup was Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, P. Watt, Spencer Jones, and Deron Holmes. The Nuggets were in their navy blues, the Celtics were in their white jerseys, and the Nuggets got the win. Let's go, Nuggets. 114-110 is your final score. And how the final seconds would actually play out, you got to stick around for the end of this recap because it was insane. Let's get into it. What happened in this game? Well, the first quarter, the Celtics controlled the tip and couldn't score a bucket. Jamal Murray with the rebound. Nuggets then moved the ball around for Jamal to hit the floater and get the first bucket of the game. Then Jaylen Brown responds with a pull-up 3 to get Boston up by 1. Murray responds himself with a 3 to get the Nuggets ahead by 2, and then followed by another 3 by P. Watt to make it a 5-point lead. And then, however, they have Derek White on their team, who's a very good 3-point shooter and defender. He makes a lot of good plays. Obviously, he's Derek White. He hits a 3, cuts that back down to 2. And then Deron Holmes misses a dunk. If you are a center, or if you are as tall as Deron Holmes is, you can't miss a dunk. I mean, he had a fairly easy dunk, and he missed it. I get it. He's young. He's still learning, but even the young guys know a lot of times to dunk, unless he's taking his cues from P. Watt. You got to dunk that thing. And he had 2 hands on the ball, something that P. Watt doesn't do. So I mean, I'm sure he was kicking himself after that as well, because then on the other end, the Nuggets weren't able to collect the rebound. Brown gets a dunk for Boston and ties the game at 11. There would be several ties and lead changes throughout this game as well, very similar to the Celtics or the Sixers game, as well as the Cavaliers game. Ron Holmes, no quit in his name. He gets back on offense after feeling embarrassed from not making that dunk. He responds really, really well with a corner three as Boston takes the first timeout of the game. Out of that timeout, Deron Holmes hits a second three for the from the opposite corner of the court. There, Nuggets go up by 6. Back-to-back shots get the game tied again at 19, and then the lead shifts back and forth for a while until Derek White is able to sink a 3, give Boston a 2-point lead, followed by a dunk to extend it to 4. Boston unfortunately outscores the Nuggets 35-31 in the first quarter. Second quarter, the Nuggets start off with a lineup of Aaron Gordon, Jalen Pickett, Brucey Brown, and Zeke Nnaji, as well as Tim Hardaway Jr. Tim Hardaway Jr. misses a 3 attempt. On the other side, Simons gets a 3 for the first bucket of the quarter. AG responds himself with a 3 to keep the lead around, or the Boston lead around 4. And the Celtics hold the Nuggets to a shot clock violation on one end. On the other end, back-to-back plays extend that lead, that Boston lead, to 7. Nuggets bench just continues to struggle like before they did, before the Philly game. You know, when you saw them struggling, we saw a little bit more of that tonight. A shift in Nuggets play, though, leads them to go on a run and cuts the 7-point lead down to 1. AG slow rolls the ball in to get the Nuggets lead once again. Peyton with a good hustle on defensive plays has a good contest against Jaylen Brown, and then on the other end gets the rebound and a putback layup to extend the lead to 3. And then Zeke Nnaji, who had himself an amazing night. Hats off to Zeke Nnaji. He ties Brown up in a lock there, gets the jump ball, and then the refs on the jump ball call a foul on Zeke. Adelman, knowing his plays, calls a challenge on the call. It's successful. Calls reversed, and it's actually a foul on Brown. And then inbounding the ball, the Nuggets get it to Peyton, who hits a 3 from another corner. And then Pritchard responds himself with a 3 as they go back and forth there. Brown then drives to the rim and off the glass gets Boston first to 50. Jamal to AG for a dunk stops a 9-0 run from the Celtics. CB gets a steal and kicks it to Jamal Murray on the fast break for the layup, gets blocked, but a goaltend would be called, giving the Nuggets a 1-point lead. And then AG misses a 3, CB with the rebound over to Jamal, who sinks the 3 and ties the game at 58. Nuggets outscore the Celtics in the second, 27-23, and the game is all tied up going into the half at 58. Third quarter, we wouldn't have Spencer Jones back. He would sit the rest of the game out with a foot soreness. Man, I'm telling you, the Nuggets are just getting beaten up. It will be a miracle if we finish out this season with a full roster. Like, it's just crazy how many times this roster is constantly getting injured. So the rest of the starters, though, would play. Subbing in for Spencer Jones would be Brucey Brown. And the Nuggets start off that quarter with Brown gets a layup for the first bucket of the quarter. And then CB, actually, that was the Nuggets weren't able to score. And so the Brown was actually Jaylen Brown. There's way too many Browns in the league, man. There's way too many Browns. I mean, all you needed is Moses Brown to have 4 Browns on the court at one time. It's so crazy. So Jaylen Brown would get the first bucket of the quarter for the Celtics. And CB then responds himself with a layup, plus gets fouled, misses the free throw, though. Game tied at 60. And there's still a lot of hate going for Christian Brown, and I don't get it. I don't like it. You got to give a little patience for Christian Brown. He is coming off an injury. Players play differently after being injured. Even AG, you could see a little bit in this game, was a little bit sluggish and a little bit off his game. He wasn't as responsive as he was in Brooklyn. So you have to have some understanding or empathy for these players coming back from an injury, and especially when it's a soft tissue or when it's a tendon or ligament kind of injury. those are very difficult to actually fully come back from. If it's an actual bone issue or whatever, those are going to get healed. But it's the ligaments and the soft tissue that's really difficult. So give him a little bit of, leeway here. Let's give him some more games and more minutes to see how much more he grows. I have a good feeling that by the end of this season, he will be much better than the way he started. So just have some patience. That's all I'm asking of any Nugget fan who is hating on Christian Braun right now. Deron Holmes then misses a 3. Jamal with a 1-foot rebound, spins around, passes it to Peyton for the corner 3. I was like, I don't think that play was talked about enough, not only just on the ESPN feed, because ESPN was the feed for this game, unfortunately not Altitude, but it actually wasn't as horrible as I was expecting it to be. So still, nonetheless, no one was talking about it from ESPN. No one was talking about it on the DNVR live stream. But that was an insane move from Jamal Murray. He rebounded and then with 1 foot spun around, kicked it over to Peyton in the corner for a 3. That was just all-star level, Jamal star level. Let's go. Nuggets then slow to defend, leading to a 3 from Hauser, gets the Celtics up by 2, and then Boston opens up a run to extend their lead to 9. Finally, Murray responds with a 3 to stop the run. And I'll just say, too, this third quarter was horrible for everyone involved. Celtics got lucked out with that 9-0 run, but they also were struggling to make a basket. Nuggets were very struggling to get a bucket in, but finally, Jamal Murray kind of shifted that momentum. And like most games, there's going to be games of runs. And you just got to buckle in for it, right? Especially when you don't have Jokic on the floor. You got to just buckle in and know it's going to be an up and down kind of game all 4 quarters. But finally, Murray stops that. And then the craziest thing was that watching this ESPN feed, like if you know any of my previous takes on ESPN and specifically Doris Burke, I cannot stand her. Every time I hear her, she is saying something bad about the Nuggets, or she's glazing SGA and the Thunder, and it just is too much for me. Tonight, she was actually defending the Nuggets. It made me feel so awkward. Like at one end, I was really happy that she was defending them, but at the other end, I'm like, who are you? You're not the Nuggets defender. You usually take them apart. But this time, she defended them, and it felt good, really, to have her defend finally. But man, it took a lot for her. It took being up Nuggets roster to win in OT against a very good Sixers team for her to finally have some respect for us. Go figure. But Hardaway Jr. then hits another 3, cuts the lead to 3, and then Aaron Gordon hits a 3 himself to cut that lead to 2. Celtics called timeout. Out of that timeout, the Nuggets are still fired up. Peyton forces a backcourt violation on the Celtics. Jamal then gets fouled, goes to the line, and makes both free throws to tie the game at 74. Zeke the Freak with a steal gets it to Peyton for the slow roll-in, and the Nuggets the lead by 2. White then with a floater ties the game back up at 76. The teams with Simons and Zeke both back and forth trading 3s to tie again at 79 until finally Simons hits another 3 to get the Celtics back up, and Boston outscores the Nuggets 24-21 in that third quarter. So already you can see a very slightly lower than normal third quarter. It wasn't good for anyone. There was a lot of turnovers on both sides. It was kind of crazy. And then you got the fourth quarter where the Nuggets started off with a lineup of Zeke Nnaji, Tim Hardaway Jr., Aaron Gordon, Christian Braun, and Jalen Pickett. Queta, fighting the Nuggets, gets the floater for the first bucket of the quarter. Hardaway Jr. responds really quickly with a turnaround 3 to get the Nuggets on board. And then Pickett from the arc makes it a 1-point game. Next possession, Pickett with a floater gives the Nuggets the lead by 1. Zeke gets fouled, plus the bucket, goes to the line, and ties the game at 90. Jamal then with a jump shot gets the Nuggets a 2-point lead, and Jamal on another possession later on would get I think it was like triple teamed at the baseline, he would sling it over to Christian Brown, who sinks the three. Jamal was making the right plays consistently. It was so fun to watch him just not being the blue arrow that we know him to be, but being kind of adapting more of a Jokic style and really getting the rest of the team involved. I think that is kind of needed while Jokic is out, to be able to extend some of these wins. And just don't, have the one guy, hero ball. Basically, the Nuggets do not benefit at all when it's hero ball. The Nuggets gotta play as a team, find the open man. That's what Jamal's been doing tonight, especially. And then another play, Zeke gets a block on the one end. On the fast break, Jamal to P. Watt for the layup, gets the Nuggets a 7-point lead. Jamal to Zeke for a jam, gets the lead to 9. P. Watt then draws an offensive foul on Jaylen Brown. Zeke gets fouled, goes to the line, makes both free throws to get the Nuggets first to 100 and the lead to 11. Wouldn't stop there. Zeke, this is where the Nuggets really locked in. They were really difficult, and they weren't getting letting that foot off the gas. At least right now. Zeke gets another block, and Jamal to P. Watt in the corner for 3 gets the Nuggets up by 13. Celtics then come back. That is when they kind of let off the foot, their foot off the gas. Celtics see that, they execute, and with a couple of plays, they make it a 6-point game with 12 seconds left in the quarter. It comes down to a free throw contest. And back and forth until Pritchard draws the foul on P. Watt at the arc, goes to the line, makes it a 3-point game. Luckily, Adelman takes his final timeout, advances the ball. Man, the Nuggets were able, I think it was AG inbounding the ball. He's able to get it to Jamal, because before it, they kept on getting it to P. Watt. P. Watt kept on missing free throws. There was even one section before Pritchard makes the 3, the attempted 3 that led him to the line. Before that, P. Watt missed both free throws. That was the second to last free throw attempt for the Nuggets. On the inbound, AG gets it to Jamal. Jamal tries, the veteran that he is, even like the announcers were saying, why didn't he just go for the layup and everything? Because he definitely had a clear path for a layup, but he wanted to bleed the clock, knowing that they were going to foul him eventually. And so if he bleeds the clock out, he's going to go to the line and he's going to get a lot easier chance to make those 2 shots. So why make the 2 shot quickly when you give them still time? Bleed that clock out. That's what he does. Jamal gets fouled, goes to the line, makes 1 of 2. Crazy. I did not expect him to miss one, but he misses one, and luckily he gets the rebound as the clock runs out, and the Nuggets outscore the Celtics 35-28 in the fourth, getting that win again. The Nuggets 114 over the Celtics 110. Let's go, Nuggets. Oh, that feels good, especially after getting swept last season. If you didn't watch last season, then just know that the Nuggets got swept last season by a very good Celtics team. And the Nuggets were still really good too, but that was during their kind of like figuring out themselves post leaving or post getting KCP left from their core team. So they were trying to find their identity once again, and they got swept by the Celtics in like dominating fashion too. And so this was an amazing win for the Nuggets, especially without a Jokic in Boston too, mind you, where the Boston fans are unrelenting. But, like I've said before a couple times already this season, I've started to develop a little bit more respect for Celtics fans. They have come out and actually told me how much they like the Nuggets. So, hats off to you, Celtics fans. It was a good game. You guys played hard. And, the Nuggets continued to display games with a no-quit attitude. There have been lulls and the team goes into slumps, but they have managed to find a way to get the win. This game was another example of not underestimating the opponent, even down to underestimating the Celtics. When they were down 13 in the final minutes, the Celtics managed to make it a 3-point game with seconds left on the clock. With a lot of young players playing right now, there are going to be learning curves and gaps that are difficult to watch, but with all learning, eventually you will have a lot of success. And right now, we are getting both of those with this team. Zeke has been fantastic lately in the last couple of games, and P-Watt is on another level with a purpose to prove himself to a re-signing or for a chance to be the core member on another team. The Nuggets finished this horrible road trip with 2 wins and now look to defend home while their MVP continues to heal and be back soon. But have faith, Nuggets. Let me know in the comments what you think about this game and this road trip and whether you think the Nuggets are at right now. But I don't think this is as disastrous as we thought they were going to be. I think the Nets game was definitely a little bit of hint of maybe possibility of that, but we have seen a very gritty Nuggets reserves basically checking in and kind of covering the ground where the core members right now are trying to heal. So hats off to Nuggets, hats off to the Celtics. This was a good game. You know, not as good as the Sixers game. Sorry, Celtics, but that Sixers game was just on another level. Like to see your bench, your G League take on Embiid and Maxey and get the win is just, it's unmatched right now. So, but still good game, Celtics. You know, if you didn't get a chance to watch it, check it out. It'll be up probably on League Pass in a couple of hours. But let's go into stats here. So Spencer Jones played 9 minutes before he checked out, but he did get 2 points, 3 rebounds. He was 0 for 1 from field, 0 for 1 from 3. He went to the line and made his 2 points there, made both free throws, which is good. You know, got to keep those free throws percentages up. Turnovers was 0 personal fouls as well, was still a -1. P-Watt, no, sorry. I'm going to pass over P-Watt because I got a stat card for him, so I'm going to give him some more respect here. Deron Holmes, who played our center for 13 minutes tonight, he had 6 points, 2 rebounds. Got to get more rebounds, Deron. You got to get more rebounds. Like, you're the center. As the center, you've got to fight for those rebounds. Got to get more aggressive. But I know he's learning. He will get better. Just at least that is technically better than last game. I always say he had 1 rebound last game, 2 rebounds tonight, 1 assist. He had 2 blocks as well, so that's also awesome. You know, a little bit of defense there. He was 2 for 6 from field, 2 for 5 from 3. He had 0 turnovers, which is also awesome, seeing how last game he totally fumbled the ball out of bounds. 1 personal foul was a -2. I'm telling you, Deron Holmes is a fast learner. He's learning as quickly as he can, and it is showing. So I'm hoping that we are going to get much better games from him the longer he is on the court there. Christian Brown, 29 minutes tonight. He had 5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 2 for 5 from field, 1 for 1 from 3 points, 0 for 1 from free throws, 1 turnover, 1 personal foul was a +4. A lot of people, like I said, were hating Christian Brown, but he had a lot of impact tonight. It may not have shown in points, and I know it was frustrating at times to see him miss a fast break layup or to see him miss a bucket here and there, but he is playing as hard as he can. He had a lot of good steals. Those 2 steals, or actually they didn't give him the 2 steals, but he definitely got a steal in there a couple times against Brown. It's just unfortunate they didn't call that, or they didn't give it to him. So Blue Arrow, Jamal Murray, 36 minutes tonight, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 17 assists, his new career high. The career high before was 16 at the Nets game. Now he advanced it even more with 17 and got a double-double. He had 1 steal. He was 8 for 18 from field, 3 for 9 from 3, 3 for 4 from free throws, 2 turnovers, 2 personal fouls was still a -1. And then from the bench, we got Hardaway Jr., with 26 minutes, 14 points. He had 1 steal, 1 block. He was 4 for 9 from field. He had 2 rebounds, 4 for 8 from 3. He made both of his free throws that he went up for. 0 turnovers, 1 personal foul was also a +4. Aaron Gordon with 12 points off the bench, 23 minutes played, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. He was 5 for 12 from field, 2 for 6 from 3. He had 0 turnovers as well, and 0 personal fouls, was a +2. So it's actually really interesting now that I look at it for Christian Braun to get near 30 minutes, where I'm guessing the minutes restriction is keeping them at 25. That tells me that Christian Braun is starting to feel better, like a lot better. If he's playing almost 30 minutes, he is starting to actually start to feel a significant improvement in the injury. So I love that. Hopefully it didn't ruin him right now, and he'll still play really hard against the Hawks. And then Zeke Nnaji, 24 minutes played, 12 points off the bench, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He was 3 for 9 from field, 1 for 3 from 3, 5 for 7 from free throws, 0 turnovers, 3 personal fouls, was a +6. And the highest plus-minus of the game was Jalen Pickett with a +7. He played 20 minutes tonight, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He was 3 for 6 from field, 1 for 3 from 3. He had 0 turnovers, 0 personal fouls. So let's go Pickett, man. But let's get back to 8-ball. Peyton Watson, P-Watt, Swatson, my man. 37 minutes played, the most amount of minutes of any Nugget tonight. 30 points, a 30 ball for P-Watt. Let's go. 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. He was 10 for 15 from field. That is a 66.7%. 6 for 7 from 3, and 85% from 3. That is awesome. 4 for 8 from free throws, not so great, and that was mainly in the clutch. Gotta make your free throws, P-Watt, but still, you made 30 points, and you had an amazing impact defensively as well. He had 4 turnovers, 5 personal fouls, was a +4, so he nearly fouled out, but still managed to play a really amazing game. And I think in the last couple of games, he has gotten close to 30 points each game. He is playing with such purpose right now. And I really hope that he is in the talks for most improved player by the end of the season, because he deserves it, man. This is phenomenal to see him play like that. Totally fantastic. So overall stats, we had 39 rebounds to their 53. Good God. 27 assists to their 16. So we did outsist them. But I imagine the rebounds right now, we are going to see other teams out-rebound us for a while until Jokic gets back, or Jokic and Big Val, essentially, because those two are the main reason why we get a lot of rebounds, and also Aaron Gordon when he's feeling better. But we also had 6 steals, or no, that was their 6. We had 7 steals to their 6. We had 8 blocks to their 6. So they had 6 steals, 6 blocks. We had 7 steals, 8 blocks. Outdid them there. 44% from field, 45% from field for Celtics. We had 45% from 3. They shot 39%. We shot 66% from free throws. They shot 60%. And then we had 7 turnovers. They had 14. That is huge for the Nuggets to have single-digit turnovers. Love it. Let's keep that going, Nuggets. Control the ball. We had 15 personal fouls. They had 20. A very well-executed game, despite the lulls. The fact the Nuggets did not quit. They hunkered down, and despite losing a 13-point lead with a minute left, they still managed to control that lead and get the win. Let's go, Nuggets. So like I said, the next game is going to be in Denver now. It's going to be, I believe, on the, is it Friday? Yeah, so it's on Friday. They're going to face the Hawks. So I'm going to try to watch that game. I'm going to be on the road. So I'm going to try to watch that game. And hopefully I'll get an episode out. But there will be a couple of games, just FYI, that I will actually have to miss. I know we have, let me see here. We have the 11th. We're going to be against the Bucks. I will see if I can make that game. But if you don't see anything from me, just know that I am unable to watch or get an episode out. And then I know for a fact I will not be able to get an episode out for the Pelicans game on the 13th because I will be in transit in the air when that game is happening. So it's going to be way too late to do anything by the time that I land. But I will be definitely back for the 14th when the Nuggets take on the Mavericks. And that will be in Dallas. So if you remember the last time we faced the Mavericks, they've actually taken a 2-0 lead against the Nuggets right now. So it's time for the Nuggets to bounce back and get a win against Dallas. Can't have that anymore. You can't give them to the tiebreaker advantage there. So hunker down, Nuggets. Stay gritty, and hopefully we'll come out of this non-Jokic month with a good winning average. But that's pretty much all I got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it to your friends and family. And if you feel gracious enough to give me a donation, the link for my PayPal is in the description below, as well as in the profile page as well. You can leave a comment or a take about the game, about a player, about another team, or another sport, or a film, and I'll shout you out on the next episode. But you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about the Nuggets. Good vibes. We'll catch you later.